Hey, it's Moody here from Moody Fishing, helping you to fish smarter, not harder. Today I'm down in Prosperpine. We're here for a couple of days fishing. I thought I'd catch up with local legend, Lindsay Dobe from Barra World. He's got his tackle shop here on the main drag, and Lindsay's also a long-time charter operator, the first one to start here at Lake Proserpine, or Peter Faust Dam as it's also known. Lindsay, mate, nice to meet you. Mate, this time of year we're coming into the build-up. What sort of lures and things like that are great for this time of year as it warms up?
Yeah, well, certainly now, because we're coming into just before the wet season, or hopefully just before the wet season, a lot of the fish, which took us a little while, this took us a little while to work out, but a lot of the impoundment barra, they start to school up in those deep areas.
Yep.
So there's a double whammy why they're there. They're there because they want to get downstream to breed, I guess. Mm-hmm. But also the bonies spawn out there now, so they school up there, but they're feeding fish, which is good. Two ways you can do it if you want to target them is troll around with the deep dive and lure, because you want something that gets down around that 25 to 30 feet mark. Yep. And also soft plastics. And usually if I run soft plastics, I go to a big soft plastic like these type of things here, something with a bit of size about them.
The Kitech swing impact fats.
Yeah.
I mean, they're killing the pig in the saltwater for us, and we caught one on the boat ramp last time we were here on one of those second casts.
There
so
they work.
They work pretty well.
Yeah. With the deep water though, I'm running a lot heavier jig head than what you'd probably normally run with your casting sort of thing. I'm running 3/4 ounce to get them down, because the fish often sit between that, say, 20 and 30 foot mark. Yeah. So I'm throwing them out, counting them down, letting them get down as far as you think they are, and then it's just, to me, it's just a standard roll, just steady roll.
That's what we do in the salt, actually.
Yep.
So
cool. And it works really well. And the good thing about the way I treat the trolling, I guess it's a bit of a means to an end. You know, I'll troll around until I find the fish, find a school of them, have something rigged up, ready to go.
And then you can try other techniques.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and jig them, or whatever you want to do, slow roll, jig them, yeah.
Excellent. Now, apart from the paddle tail vibes, plastics, what sort of other lures are good for that deep water jigging?
Well, vibes.
Vibes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And even go down size sometimes.
It's a 95mm mark. You'd be surprised how big fish eat small things like
elephants eat peanuts.
Elephants eat. I was just going. You took the words right out of my mouth, mate. We used to catch 1,000-pound marlin on scad that long, you know.
Yeah. So they do work at times, the vibes. I find the smaller vibes actually probably, if you're working that sort of a flicky vibe type thing, they do vibe better than the larger ones. Yeah. Whereas the larger vibes, if I'm using them, it's more of a slow roll.
Slow roll, yeah.
Just like you do with the plastics.
Plastics.
But yeah, that works. But the trick with that is to find the happy medium, I suppose, with leader size and the size of the vibe you're running too. Because a lot of the time I'm running 80-pound leader in the dam, and you put that on a 95 vibe, and it doesn't really work properly. But that's where you start. I start running fluorocarbon and things like that. Yeah. Go downsize a bit.
Okay.
And sometimes you get rubbed off, but that's how it is, I suppose.
Cool. Now you've got a great selection of freshwater lures here, as well as salt, of course. Yep. And of course, anyone coming here who's new to the region or wants to get into freshwater fishing, mate, you're very helpful, full of advice. So I'd recommend anyone to come here and pick your brains before they go out to the dam and have a go. So
yeah, we're on the highway on the way, so you got to go past here.
You can't miss it, Barra World.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
good name, mate. I love the lane.
Yeah. We've gone with it. Well, the Barra's, it's a great impoundment. The fishery here is well, at the moment, it's probably the premier one out of all the impoundments around, because of the fact we haven't lost fish in past years like some of the others. Yeah. But it's fishing quite well. Yeah. So it's a good time to hit it.
Excellent. Lindsay, unfortunately, the time period that we're going to be here, the next few days, we've got some really strong winds, which is an unfortunate part about living close to the coast. And the dam's only 20 odd k's, 30 k's inland, so you still get quite a lot of that coastal southeasterly when the trade winds blow. Now, I do notice a lot of people struggle when it's a bit windy. Have you got any good tips for what happens when it gets a bit windy?
Yeah, it is harder. There's no two ways about it. It doesn't, especially when you've first had the change like we've had now. It was quite good last week. This week it's turned. What you'll find, a lot of your fish will sit a bit deeper. Yes. You know, and I guess that is that it's more of a constant. The water temperature hasn't changed that much down there, so they'll hold down that deeper water.
That's the trouble with strong wind. It actually cools the surface water down. We find the same thing in the salt. It can drop 5-6 degrees in 2 days sometimes.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. The dam, honestly, after a good run of northerlies, and then you get that first hit of southeaster, it is harder. There's no two ways about it. But really, I think the thing is to sort of condense your fishing down into a couple of areas that you can. Well, these days with the sounders that we've got, you'll see the fish.
Yeah.
So just work them. Try and crack the code. You know.
Cool. That's what it's all about, mate. Time on the water.
Yeah.
No matter whether it's fresh, salt, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've certainly put the time in. So.
It gets frustrating though. The wind does. It frustrates everyone.
Yeah.
But you just got to live with it.
That's it, mate. That's it. Mate, thanks very much for your input.
No worries.
And I'm sure everyone will find those tips very helpful. And if you're coming to Peter Faust Dam, it's one of the premier barra fishing dams in Queensland. It doesn't get any better. I even caught one off the boat ramp in 2 casts here a few weeks ago. So get on in here, see Lindsay. He's more than helpful and willing to point you in the right direction on the main drag in Prosperpine. And mate, we'll catch up with you next time we're down here.
Excellent.
Cheers. So if you enjoyed this little tip and you'd like to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, or if you want to see some special tips that I only send out via email, head on over to our website www.ryanmoodifishing.com and sign up to join our free fishing community. Get into the great outdoors, keep fishing smarter, and I'll see you next time.